Wait, one second.
Uh, Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me and I hope you're well. Thank you all for joining this meeting and for taking your time to come early. I'm just going to request that we give 5 more minutes for more people to join, and then we'll start at 10 minutes past. So kindly bear with us as we give the rest 5 minutes to join. Thank you. Well, it's already 10 past, and I know we said that we're going to start at 10 past. So I hope the rest are going to find us continuing. Welcome once again to our session of the day, Authentic Leadership, where it's all about, where we're going to talk all about fueling our resilience as leaders. So before we get into anything, I think we're just going to do an energy checker where we see how we are going into this, how we are getting into this meeting, our energy levels, and how we feel. So I'm going to float up a poll on the chat, and you can choose either of the responses. Yes, yes, yes. Either of the responses that is going to be there. And then we'll see from there. So if you're able to see, please let me know that you're able to see the poll. Yeah, answers are coming in. And as we do that, please kindly register on chat. Your name, your organization, and where you're joining from. That's it. So your name, your organization, and where you're joining from.
Okay. Go check your password in there.
I'm seeing some responses coming. So keep going. Keep going. Yeah. Kindly, if you've joined, there's a poll on the chat. And only 14 of all of us have answered, so have responded to the poll. It's basically asking how your energy level is. There's fully charged, about half full, running low, running on fumes, sorry, or completely drained. So let's keep. And if you can't see the poll, also let me know so that I float it up again. Yeah. Most of us are fully charged. Glad to see that. We have 3 who are about half full. We hope that by the end of this session, you will be energized, having learned something new, and your resilience will be sharpened. We have a few of us who are running low on, and one who is running on fumes. I know we are joining from different like energy points, but I am pretty sure that by the end of the session, we will all feel energized and our levels will have risen just from the so I'm going to leave the poll on for about 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes, and my voice has an echo.
Sorry?
Does my voice have an echo?
No, it's fine.
Okay, thank you. Julian, I think it might be from your side. All right, let's keep voting on the poll. And as we do that, I am just going to introduce myself. My name is Charlotte Loye from TB Women Academy, and it's such an honor to host you guys for the Fuel Your Resilience session and on authentic leadership. So welcome so much. And I hope that it's going to be interactive, that we're going to give our facilitator an easy time. And yeah, that it's also going to be quite interactive and very hands-on with everyone chipping in when they're needed to. So a few house rules: please mute yourself when you're not required to talk, especially when the facilitator is doing their thing. And then also, if requested upon to give feedback, responses, kindly let's be, let's participate fully. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be an amazing session. So without further ado, I think I will welcome our facilitator for the day or for the session. Ma'am Maureen, if you're there. Welcome. Whoever has just joined, kindly register on chat your name, your organization, and where you're joining from. Thank you.
Hello, good people. I hope you're all well. I am trying to share my slide. Charlotte, am I sharing?
Yes, you are.
Oh, thank you very much. And I want to welcome you all to this session. It's about leadership, and we are all leaders in our own capacity. So feel very welcome. I hope you have told us how you're feeling today. Charlotte, can I give you a minute to just give us a feedback on who we have in the room? Are they energized? What percentage is hanging in there? Please, a minute for you to just update us on the poll. And if you've not taken the poll, kindly do so. If you've not registered on chat, please do so as well. We really, really want to catch up with you again. And we want you to invite you to subsequent leadership sessions that are really, really important for you as an advocate.
Thank you so much, Maureen. From the poll, well, gladly, no one is completely drained. We don't have anyone who is completely drained. And so that counts for something. At least we are bringing some bit of energy into the room and into the conversation. We have one who is running on fumes. So I'm pretty sure you're going to feel energized after this. One who is running on fumes. Sorry. Yeah. And then, so one is running on fumes, 6 are running low, but at least it's not nothing. And it's also like, I know it's somewhere there, but at least it's not nothing. So we are glad that we have that. More than half of the room is like at about half full and fully charged, which is 10 for fully charged and about half full are at 6. 6 out of everyone in the room. So that's a good number. I think the energy is good. And by the time we're done, those who are fully charged will have helped pull on the weight of those who are running low, and we'll all be at the same energy levels. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. And I can see we are already 32. We will begin. Others will find us going on, and I hope they'll be able to catch up. Sorry. So in this session today, you're going to learn what resilience really means. Most of the time, we've had people say, I'm a resilient leader. I have survived it all. So we will learn what resilience really means for us as advocates, for us as leaders. So long as you're working in this field, you are a leader. So long as you are fighting for a cause, you are a leader. It doesn't matter whether you're leading one person or leading yourself, you are a leader. So we will also discuss, as advocates, sometimes we overdo it and then we feel drained. We'll discover what drains us and what fuels us. And then we'll explore practical strategies on how to optimize our resilience. We will create our own personal action plan. And I'll tell you for a fact that this session is going to be practical and interactive. So Charlotte gave us a few ground rules. I'll just add to what Charlotte gave us. This session is confidential. If you hear someone discuss their weaknesses here or their strengths and you know them or you know a friend who knows them, it's not up to you to go and share. So we have Chatham rules here. What happens here stays here. There'll be no judgment. So feel free to share, feel free to ask questions. Nobody's gonna judge you because we don't have right or wrong answers. We are all supposed to participate. So I'm expecting to see 33 active participants, and I'm sure more people will be joining. So I'm expecting optimal participation. And then self-care first. If you feel you're tired or you need to take a stroll or leave the meeting, feel free, don't feel guilty, because we believe at TB Women Academy, we believe in self-care. And then we are going to be very flexible. So be flexible. If we ask you to wait until at some point before you share your question, just allow us. And if you agree to these ground rules, please type agreed on chat. A minute for that. Hi, can you hear me? Charlotte, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll proceed. We've done that poll. So I want you to again drop your thoughts in the chat. When you hear the word resilience, what comes to your mind? When you hear the word resilient, what comes to your mind? Oh, you may mute. Okay. Oh. So I can see there's endurance, adapting to change. A lot of people are enduring, ability to withstand challenging situations, ability to go through tough times in calm and composed and productive, resilience in keeping in despite diversities, persevering without doubt, persistence, not giving up. So my take of your resilience is being strong during tough times. You know, they always say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that's a sense of what I'm getting from you when we are talking about resilience. I can see a lot of conversations around consistency, staying focused, and you know, resilience brings out the strength in us, and that's the sense of what I can see. So as we move on, let us discuss what is not resilient, what resilient is not. So resilient is not when you're feeling overwhelmed and tired. That is not resilience. You know, sometimes the work we do in advocacy is very thankless. And at some point, we feel very overwhelmed. We feel very tired. We feel we don't want to go through, but we don't give up. That is not resilience. Resilience is not working harder and pushing through. You can work so hard, but you're not resilient. Resilient is not toughening or hiding emotions. And most activists have been known and leaders have been known as people who hide emotions because you don't want people to see you at your weakest moment. So you want to toughen up. Things are going badly with you in your personal life. But when you come out of your house or you go to the advocacy space, you want to show people that you're really tough, that you're really managing the situations. Sometimes, like right now, with donor funding, some people were just told to stop working. But you just want to bring in this really tough face out there, but inside you're really boiling. And then resilient is also not handling everything alone. Sometimes you really need people around you. Resilient is also not constantly positive. You don't have to be positive at all times. There are moments you need to sometimes be vulnerable. So resilient is not about being a superhuman. And when people were writing about what they understand around resilience, everything was around being this really successful, tough, if I could use that word, enduring human being who will storm all weather and keep their head high. So now that we have talked about what resilience is not, let us go and discuss what resilience is. So resilience is the ability to recover and adapt. Like I said, in this field of ours, it's never all good at all times. We lose our jobs, we lose our donors, we lose our leadership positions, we get demoted or we are sacked. We lose a great proposal which we invested in and used a lot of resources to write it, and then we reached the final stage of it, and then you're told, sorry, we received so many applications and yours was not successful. It is those moments that really break us sometimes, but the ability to recover from that moment and adapt to your new situation. For example, if you have lost donor funding and you can no longer pay for your office, adapting to working at home is resilience. If we can recover from the negative thing that has happened to us and adapt and continue, that is resilient. Secondly, nobody is born resilient. Resilient is a skill that can be learned. And then thirdly, knowing how to refuel, not just keep going. You have to be deliberate on how you refuel your resistance. When you are down there, you just don't keep going like a zombie. You just say, okay, let tomorrow take care of itself. No, you have to know how to refuel, how to ensure that you keep refueling your resilience. I told you resilient is something that is learned, and you know when you learn something, it's a small plant that is growing. So you need to keep watering it. You need to keep watering it. So you have to be very intentional on how you refuel your resilience. Resilience is also maintaining your values under pressure. And this one has become it's become very difficult in these circumstances. Sometimes as people who run organizations or who work in organizations, and we are given donor money that is earmarked, that sometimes you know that this money is not going to work for my community because it's not the activities they're asking me to do are not person centered. But hey, you got bills to do, you take that money. So sometimes you have to do things that are not what your values or ethos believe in. But I think if you are resilient, you negotiate. Some of us don't negotiate. You think the donor will say no. No, just negotiate and say, hey, this proposal is really good. It is what my community needs it. We want to partner with you. But how can we change a few things to be able to make it a person-centered programming or evidence-based programming? So maintaining your values under that pressure is also resilient. So resilience is a process, not a fixed trait. You can't say, okay, now me, I've reached my epitome of resilient. Now I'm resilient. No, resilience is something we build every time when we are faced with different challenges, because so long as we live, we find new challenges every day. But the process of refining, the process of adapting to these new challenges every day, that is what we call resilience. So the good news is that we can learn about resilience. And that is why we are here today. Now, why does resilience matter? Resilience matters because of sustainability. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Nobody needs you as a leader if you are empty. Nobody needs you if you are beaten. Nobody needs a defeated leader. Nobody needs a leader who is not trying again. So it doesn't matter how many times you fall, you have to try again so that you remain a full cup. The second one, resilience matters because of authenticity. We need to lead from value, not survival mode. Don't be a leader who is in a roller coaster. You're just going and going and going and going and going. It is a roller coaster for you. You should be very focused. You should know that for the next 4 years, this is where I want to take my people, or this is my advocacy agenda. For the next 4 years, this is what I want to achieve, and this is how I want to achieve it. So, and these are the values I want to put there to be able to achieve this. So don't be on a survival mode. Lead with a purpose. Be very authentic in what you do. And then resilience matters because of effectiveness. If you are depleted, you will make very poor decisions. Like I was just saying before, you will accept, you'll
Yeah.
accept
Any
everything.
issue?
We agreed
Any
that
issue?
we agreed that we mute. We agreed that we mute. If you're not speaking, Charlotte, please mute that person. So the effectiveness. Depleted leaders make poorer decisions. Take at a time when you are really feeling at your lowest. Either you'll make a decision made out of haste, out of anger, out of desperation, out of vulnerability. So for resilience actually leads to effectiveness, because if you are resilient enough, you will not be depleted, and therefore you will not make poor decisions. And then resilience also has community impact, because your resilience strengthens everyone. I remember when we had the stop work order, TB Women Academy had some money from USAID. But we didn't make everyone working at TB Women Academy feel like we have really lost and we are dead. So we had to quickly sit down, adapt, manage, and then communicate with confidence that this is the position we are in, without making people feel at a loss. Actually, some of them didn't even know that we lost a very huge amount of donor funding from the stop work order. And then let's look at the tank concept. We started with the tank when we were showing how we were feeling today. There are people who said they were full tank, some said they were half tank, some said they were low, some were running on reserve. So yeah, that one. So some people, 38% of you said you are a full tank. Some of you said you are half tank. Some of you are running on reserve, running on fumes. And we have 4% here. There are few people here who are completely drained. They are completely drained. So let's take the tank concept as we discuss resilience. Imagine you have a fuel tank. So if you have a fuel tank, that's your resilience. If you are on full tank, you are energized, you are clear-headed, you are ready to tackle the world, and this is where most of us always want to be. But if you're on half tank, it means you're just managing, like things are not going the way you envisage them to go, but you need to refuel soon. So you manage. If you are on half tank, if you're feeling you're on half tank, know that you have a task ahead of you. You need to refuel soon. If you are on low tank, it means you're running on fumes and everything is harder. And most of the time we have been on low tank. I can't tell you how many times Lean on Me Foundation's offices have been closed because we ran out of donor funding and we didn't have money to pay the offices, and they closed up with all our documents, and we have to persuade the donor, the landlord, to give us the documents, and they have to hold us ransom to look for that money, and it's the money we don't have. So everything is just hard. So if you're on low tank, that is where you are. You're running on fumes. Everything is hard. But when you're empty, you're burnt out, like completely burnt out. You can't continue. In fact, if you are running an organization, you are now looking for a job. You're trying to send your proposals because you can't continue on that. And as leaders, we need to look at ourselves. Every day, when you wake up, you need to ask yourself, am I on full tank? Cool, let me hit the road. Am I on half tank? How then do I refuel so that you work at your optimal when you're full tank? Am I on low tank? What do I need to change? How do I go back to the drawing board and do things differently and get the energy I so need? Am I burnt out? What should I do to address the burnout? So as a leader, you really need to know where you are at in terms of your career, in terms of your work, in terms of your personal life. You need to do a self-evaluation every day to find out where you are at with yourself. So let's have a silent reflection. I just want everyone to have a silent reflection about yourself. I want you to take, we had put 4 minutes, but because we started a bit late, let's do 2 minutes to reflect quietly. Put on your notebook, and this is for you only. Ask yourself, what drains my resilience tank? What really drains you as an advocate? What drains you as a leader? What drains you as an employee of that organization? And then what fuels your resilience tank? What is that thing that makes you want to do it over and over again? When you're writing what drains your resilience, think of that thing that makes you want to give up. That thing that makes you really disappointed, that after all your effort, it still brings you back. And then when you're writing what fuels you, write that thing that encourages you, that every time you want to give back, you think about it and you're like, nope, I'm going to give it a try again. So let's give ourselves 2 minutes. Charlotte, alert me when the 2 minutes are over. Okay, I hope you have all had a reflection about the things that really make you want to do it again and again, and the things that really discourage you and want you, or often makes you give up. Usually mine comes at a time when I'll just give one example. When we are writing the Global Fund proposal, usually they call us, they follow us, they give you a whole module to take charge of your writing, spending hours, taking input from communities, putting it there, burning midnight lamp, making sure that you're protecting the interventions for communities. And then when the resources come, they say, sorry, we can't have resources for communities. That every time that happens, I feel very drained. But again, when you look at other benefits, sometimes I'm refueled, sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe next time it will be different. Let me try again, let me give it a try. But I know we've been to those situations and circumstances that make us feel really, really, really discouraged. So these are the warning signs that your tank is low. I'm looking at them from 4 pillars: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and behavioral. If you feel fatigued, if you get sick often, like today you have a cough, tomorrow you have a chest pain, the other time you're running a fever, the other time you can't just move out of bed, or you have sleep problems, insomnia, then physically your tank is low. Mentally is when you have a brain fog. Sorry. So when you have a brain fog, when you have negative self-talk, you know, the way you talk to yourself sometimes and you say, I feel very used by this advocacy work. It doesn't pay. I feel very tired. I think people are draining me. I think people are taking advantage of me. You're talking to yourself and you're like, oh no, I can't go on. Or you have you are cynicistic, you have cynicism. Then mentally, your tank is low. If you are easily irritable, you get angry very fast, like faster than you did before. You're numb, or you just staring at people. And you know, some of us are very loud advocates. You walk into a meeting and things are going wrong, and you're just seated at the back looking at how it's unfolding, and people are looking at you and asking, Hiya, why are you quiet? You're numb. When you feel overwhelmed and when you have no joy in what you're doing, your tank is low emotionally. And when you feel like withdrawing, when you're overworking, you know, by midnight, you're still on your laptop. It's not a good sign. It's not a sign of what do we call it? It's not a sign of some people like being called workaholic. It's not a good sign. And if you are neglecting self-care, your sister had a birthday but you couldn't go because you really needed to finish something really fast, or your friend's dad died, you can't go to their funeral because you have a deadline, or there's a proposal you're writing, or you haven't visited your mom for a whole month because your schedule is so tight up that you don't have time for family. My friend, your tank is low. So if you're looking at all these things I've mentioned, this is just but a few, and you're experiencing any of that, then your tank is low. So just looking at the same metrics I used for assessing where we are at right now, I'll use the same parameters. I'll call them now pillars, the 4 pillars of resilience. We will look at the physical, we will look at the emotional, we will look at the mental, and we look at the relational pillar. So the pillar 1 is the physical foundation of resilience. Number 1, you're told your body is the vehicle for your leadership. If you don't take care of your body, your leadership will crumble at some point. So listen to your body. I remember when I had COVID, and I didn't know I had COVID, but I was feeling tired all the time. I was feeling sick all the time. And then I was hospitalized and I came back. I still didn't have enough energy. I got into one of the calls and someone just called me on the side and told me, Maureen, walk out of the call. Listen to your body. You don't have to do this call. You don't have to be here. You don't have to die doing this. So your body is the vehicle for your leadership. I don't know, it doesn't matter, but if you plan your time well, you need to at least gather some 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I'm really training myself to do this. And I know sometimes we get insomnia, not because we like, but we just find ourselves insomniac. We get insomnia because we are not well. So figure out how you can catch sleep, how you can address insomnia and catch sleep. 7 to 8 hours. So if you have to wake up at 5 because you have to be at work at 7, count backwards. Even if you need to go to bed at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., ensure you're getting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It is not laziness. It is about ensuring you're healthy enough to do the work you're doing. Walk. Most of us are now working from home because of the new order or donor-related issues, and we can't go to the office. We have to work from home. Take a few minutes and walk. I know sometimes when we open the laptops, you get so many emails, you want to respond to everything. Everything is running out of deadline. Hey, take some, even 10 minutes or 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Take some fresh walk outside, breathe in fresh air, and as you're walking, just meditate, because this helps your brain. It helps your brain function. Sleep helps your brain to function. If you deny yourself sleep and say, hey, when I was studying, I was doing 4 hours, one time your brain will just say, it's over now. You'll either get a stroke or you'll get a serious burnout, whatever it is, or your brain will just slow down. So anything you'd have done in 1 hour, it will take you 6 hours to do. I don't think that is very, very productive. Eat regular meals and take adequate water. I know we all want to be in shape, so we skip meals. I don't think it's a healthy thing to skip meals. You can manage portions, but take regular meals, take adequate water, do a bit of fasting. Fasting is also good for your health. And this can be for you also good spiritually for you. If you're a spiritual person, you can use the fasting time to also pray. And then don't ignore any symptoms. You remember some of the symptoms I mentioned in the previous slides. So don't ignore those symptoms. And I know some of us are at different places of the fuel tank, but it's not over yet. Small steps matter more than perfection. Start correcting a step at a time. So that's your physical foundation. Make sure your body is healthy enough for you to carry out your work, for you to carry out your leadership position. You need that body functioning full tank. Then the next pillar, we are going to talk about emotional resilience. We need to acknowledge and process, don't suppress. Sometimes we realize you even yell at someone, and then when they go, you realize I shouldn't have yelled at them. Why did I even yell at them? You feel sorry about it. And then you're like, you suppress it, you let it slide, don't let it slide. Acknowledge some of these emotional issues you're seeing. Name it to tame it, label your emotions. Just think about how you react around issues and then label it. Because when you label it, you're able to address it. Find safe spaces, 2 to 3 people you can trust. I have a friend of mine who calls me to tell me today I yelled at someone at the makanga, the matatu tout, or the people who take money in public transport. I yelled at them asking for my change. I don't know why I yelled at them, but I feel bad about it. And then I'll tell them, I think you need to take some rest, because it starts that way. Emotionally, you're not okay. If you're doing things in excesses, emotionally, you're not okay. Process trauma. Debrief after hard moments. And trauma can come in many, 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 many ways. And some of us, what you think is traumatic for you could not be traumatic for the other person. So don't judge a person. Some people say she's overly dramatic. No, it's not overly dramatic. We go through trauma differently. And sometimes what may be traumatizing for me may not be for you. Maybe you've gone through us and you don't think I should even be traumatized about what I'm traumatized about. So I think you need to get people who understand you, who do not judge you, and who will take you at the level you are in a very objective way, and then have a debrief. And then you can also honor your culture. You can, whatever makes you feel at peace. Some people feel at peace when they pray. Some people do rituals, and some people just play music. You just listen to music and it soothes you and it heals you, and you go back and you're able to heal from your emotional from your emotional space or your emotional suppression. So just know that your emotions are valid information. Through your emotions, we can see you, we can read you, and I'm sure through your emotions, you can also read yourself. So I want us to do a quick practice, a quick check-in. So I want us to close our eyes. Don't cheat. So close your eyes and take 1 minute of silence. I hope you've closed your eyes. So as you've closed your eyes, what thoughts are present on your head? What are you thinking about? Just reflect on what you're thinking about. Get into that quiet space alone. Think about what you're thinking about. What emotions do you feel in your heart? What sensations in your body? What are your gut feelings? So I just wanted you to notice your emotions, no judgment. I won't ask you to write it here, but it's always good to take up that silent moment. Sometimes some people do it at the end of the day when you're going to bed. You just close your eyes and you start reflecting on the day and thinking about how you feel about yourself. Do you feel the day went wasted? Did you win anything? Did you lose anything? And remember, we talked about in the previous sessions, celebrate every win, even if you just sent an email. That was a win. Celebrate it. So you need to do this reflection. Some people are better doing it in the morning because they black out. They get really tired in the evening. So in the morning, before they get out of the bed, they start reflecting. Reflect at where you are at, how your day, what are you planning to do? How do you feel about what you're planning to do? How does your heart feel about it? Are you happy? Are you pushing yourself? There are meetings you go to not because you want to go to. It's because you don't want to kill those relationships. You don't want people who depend on you to think you're not reliable anymore. But in your mind, you're like, if I could avoid this meeting, I would have avoided it. And sometimes we go because you have nothing in your pocket and there's going to be some transport reimbursement. But deep inside yourself, you feel like today I just wanted out. So you really need to pay attention to these feelings. Don't let them grow. Start addressing them as you notice them. And then we are going to pillar 3, which is mental and spiritual. So this one helps us to stay connected to purpose and meaning. I am sure all of you came to advocacy. All of you are here because you have a purpose in your life. There's something you want to do. There's something you want to change. There's something you want done right, or there's something you want to contribute to. That's why you're here. So every day you need to reconnect to your why. Why am I even an activist? People like calling me a children's advocate. Why am I even a children's advocate? Why do these things matter to me? Why don't I ever give up even when I'm being bullied? Why don't I give up even sometimes when I feel used? Why? So every day you must reconnect to your why. You wake up in the morning and you say, well, this day looks very, very dull. This day doesn't look good. I don't have money in my pocket, but my why is what will make me stand up and try again. So you must keep impact visible. You must look at, they always say the end justifies the mean. Look at the end. What is it you want to achieve? Are you there yet? If you're not, do you still want to go there? So your why, you must always reconnect to your why every time. Then reframe challenges. It's easy to say, we mention challenges as very negative things. But every day tell yourself, I know this is hard, but I can handle it. And you know, we are what we think, we are what we confess. So keep reminding yourself that in as much as it is hard, you're gonna handle it somehow. That is very good for your mental health. And then some of you who are spiritual, use faith. There are people who believed, I have prayed to God, I am going for this interview, or I'm going to for this advocacy moment, or I'm applying for this grant. I have prayed to God, so I'm sure it's gonna go through. Then there are people who speak to nature and they step on soil and say, I have stepped on this motherland soil. I know it is going to be well with me. There are people who use their values and say, oh, I have given it my all. I know I'm going to win. It may not be this time, but I'm sure eventually I will win. And then there are people who call on their ancestors. So whatever spiritual practices you believe in, that spirituality is also very, very important for your mental health. And then protect your mind. Limit overwhelming content. And nowadays, you know, previously you'd be bullied. For those of us who joined advocacy when we were young, you'd be bullied at the boardroom. But nowadays, bullying has moved even to social media. So there is what they call internet bullying or something like that. If someone tells you we are trending for the wrong reasons, I don't think you want to go and read what bad things people are writing about you. You had better not know them. If someone told you someone said something about you that was nasty, I don't think that is a conversation you want to have. Protect your mind. Because not everyone, just admit that not everyone will like you. And then internalize and accept that not everyone will like you. And then decide that you don't want to hear those haters what they're saying. So if someone brings information and they begin like, so and so are talking about you as positive or negative. If it's negative, tell them, sorry, I don't want to know. It won't add any value to your life if you knew how negatively people are talking about you. It will only hurt you. It will drain you emotionally. And it will not put you at a nice mental health space. And when people realize you don't take negative, they will stop bringing negative to you. We are judged by what we take. People approach us because of what we take. So if people know that you like listening to the little gossips that are said about you, if you're a leader, if you're an advocate, they will talk about you. If people will talk about you positively and negatively. But if you're accommodating these little gossips, they will always bring the gossip to you. But one day when they learn that you don't entertain negative, they will stop bringing the negative to you. And it will leave your mental health at a very good place. So purpose provides resilience that nothing else can. And then the fourth pillar is relational resilience. We are not meant to lead alone. You cannot lead alone. You need someone. You know, there are moments when I see people start campaigns and they're doing it alone. And then the campaign will only go so far. And they think that if I bring other people to this campaign, it will dilute my presence. No, it doesn't dilute it. It strengthens it. So build your network. And in your network, you just don't pick anyone. Remember, not everyone likes you. Even those that smile at you, even those that praise you, not all of them like you. So in your network, you have to have a listener. It could be anyone. It could be your sister, your brother, your mother, your friend, your child. Anyone could be your listener, but someone you trust. Someone will tell your problems and they will for it. So you need in your network a listener. Start thinking, who is my listener? As I talk, think about who is my listener in your network. Who is your listener? Then you need your problem solver. Who is this person you call and they tell you, is that what has happened? Let's do this. Oh, I have a solution to that. Oh, you missed this proposal. Okay, let's do this. We need the organization running. Why don't we da 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 da? So who is that problem solver for you? And who is that joy bringer? You also need a joy bringer. You know, there are these people who are your fan. They're always very happy for you. They bring joy. Even when you've oopsed, they'll tell you, that is a small issue. Let's go and celebrate. You know, every little thing. They see you on TV. Oh, they're calling you to cheer you up. Those are your fun. Who are these joy bringers to your life? So you must have your listeners, you must have your problem solvers, and you must have your joy bringers. At the end of this, I want you to note on your notebook, who is your listener, who is your problem solver, and who are your joy bringers. Joy bringers can be many. Problem solvers, you need to limit to people who can really support you, not people who can help you to enter into a ditch even further. And your listeners must be people who understand you, they understand what you're doing, and they have the capacity to listen and advise you. That is building your network. The next thing you need to do in relational resilience is to set boundaries. You can't be available to everyone. There are moments you say, no, thank you, I will send someone to that meeting. Sometimes if you are available to everyone, you lower your value. So you need to mark your value, appreciate your value, and then set your boundaries. And you tell people, oh, you want me to come and speak in your event. So if you want me to come and speak in your event, make sure I get transport to your event. I should have been doing this work and I will not be able to do it. Can I get compensation? And will there be a sound system? I don't want to be shouting when I speak. So you need to package yourself in such a way that people want you. And when you walk into their meetings, when you say yes to their meetings, they're like, oh, we are glad we have you. We are really lucky to have so-and-so in the room. Because she doesn't just enter every room. So know your worth, package it well, and set your boundaries. Then address isolation. Don't be intentional in creating connections. Walk around with your contacts in form of a business card. They're called business cards, I think, yeah. Just a card with your name and your contact. Look for people you really want to connect with when you go. Don't just wake up and go to a meeting and come back without making one friend, without making a connection. These connections, some of them are divine. They will help you in future. So you hear someone works with the bank. Introduce yourself, share your contacts, take their contacts. And when you take their contacts, don't just throw those cards, Write them an email or a message and tell them, we met in this forum. I'm glad to have met you. So let's keep this connection. Because you never know when you'll need an issue, a loan from the bank, and you can go to them and say, hey, I'm your friend from, that meeting. So keep these connections, keep checking on them. You have to be very intentional. Friends are kept intentionally. You cannot say someone is your friend when you haven't spoken to them. When you meet these contacts, keep updating them or talking to them. If it is a person who was in a donor position and you told them you want to work on a project and they told you, oh, we are not taking proposals, just keep updating them on what you're doing, because one day they'll say, oh, I think this is something we can invest in. You are connected. LinkedIn is a place you must be. There you find people that can change your life. And then you do a friend request. That is being intentional about creating the connection. And then they accept. And then you go quiet. So why were you connecting? And then there is need for collective care. That is why we are all here together. If you look at the participants list, there's someone you know. So let's support each other's resilience. We always say we are stronger together. And sometimes people think if we are divided, then the cake will be bigger. No. We are stronger together. Let's have the cake. Let's share it. Let us support each other's resilience. Support each other's mental health. Be a voice to your sister. If you find someone that is a good person, people talking bad about them, stop them. Defend them. Talk good about someone in a room where they aren't in. You're in a room and you're saying, oh, Patricia is an amazing woman. She's such a resilient advocate. If you work with her, I think you'll achieve results. Talk about someone in their absence. Talk good about someone in their absence, not bad. Talk good about someone in their absence. So connection is fuel. It's not optional. You must have connections. And if you don't have connections, start building them now. Like I said, resilience is a marathon. So you keep being better at it every day. So start building connections. If you had dropped some, start working on them. If you had asked for a connection on LinkedIn, and then they said yes, they accepted, you paired up, and then you went quiet, start reaching out to them. Have a professional conversation. We will talk about how these conversations happen in another series. So we need to have a sustainability mindset. And we hear the word sustainability a lot. At some point, I didn't like this word because every time you asked for a program, they will tell you, how are we going to sustain that? Women need nutritional support for their children. So if we give them today, how will we sustain? But I think sustainability is a good thing. It's only that people sometimes abuse that word when it best favors them. So, like we said, resilience is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not something you want today and you achieve tomorrow. It is something that we grow over time. Your communities need you to be healthy and present for the long term. So you must be healthy physically, you must be healthy emotionally, you must have your network healthy relationally. And what was the other one? If you are paying attention, can someone and whatever and say it? There was physical, there was relational, there was emotional, and there was which one? Hey, you've forgotten the 4 pillars. I'll take you back so that you don't forget again.
Behavioral.
There's physical, there's emotional, there's mental, and there's relational. And we've talked about the physical, the way you take care of your body. We've talked about emotional, the things you take in and take out, and how you need to check on your emotional status. We've talked about the mental, the spiritual, how you sieve in bad and let in good. And we've talked about relational, building your network. Some people called it social capital. You must have a good social capital if you are a leader. So Audre Lorde says, caring for myself is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. Advocacy is political of warfare. Leadership is political warfare. So caring for yourself is self-preservation in those hard times. So your worth is your productivity. So we will go to your action plan as a resilient leader. So you have to have your reality check. You had a notebook where you had noted some things on. Go back to your notebook. And then write, I hope you can all see the screen. My resilience tank right now is, now that we have explained, I'm sure you understand your resilient tank. We have gone from physical, we have gone from mental, and when we were talking about those ones, we were here. Before we started talking about how to heal them, we have gone from physical, fatigue, getting sick often, sleep problems. We've gone about mental, the brain fog. You keep forgetting, eh? You're carrying a pen in your hand and you're looking for a pen to write with. Or you walk out of the house and then you are at the door and you're like, I must have forgotten something. And then you reach the bus stop and you forgot your wallet and your phone, so you can't pay for bus fare. So brain fog, negative self-talk, cynicism, emotional, you are irritable, you are numb, you are overwhelmed, you have no joy, and behavioral, you keep withdrawing, you're overworking, underline overworking, and then you neglect self-care. You don't even have time for self, let alone for family. You don't spend time with your people. Saturdays, when now you are reading all your emails to catch up with emails. Oh, weekends are all for working. You leave church and you're back to work. You're just talking about work. All the friends you have, when you call each other, it's always about, did you hear what they said in that call? Are you going to next week's meeting? You don't have friends that are that are not work-related friends. That one, your pillar is tank. So we come back here and ask ourselves, put in the notebook, my resilience tank now is at da, 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 da. Write it down. My biggest challenge is and then one warning sign I need to watch. So I'll give you 1 minute for a silent reflection, and then you okay, I'm back. I won't share mine because it's not looking too good. So, yeah. So, let's make commitments. I think I have a lot of commitments to make myself. So, pick 1 to 2 small specific actions you'll do to improve your physical, your emotional, your mental or spiritual, and your relational. Don't write things you cannot do or things that are out of this world. For example, you can decide that I will not work over the weekend. I'll spend time with people that I love, and I will not talk about work. And I will not respond to any email or any WhatsApp that is work related over the weekend, unless it is really, 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 really urgent and life-saving. So, such really small examples. So that should be your commitment. These two, you need to plan for success. So I want you to note on your notebook, when obstacles arise, I will, and then you write it there. And then we need to find also accountability buddies, someone you can just check on and ask, hey, how are you fueling your resilience? Are you taking time to get your to get yourself physically in shape, mentally? Are you building your relationships? So what have you done in terms of building your resilience this month or this week? And this one, I want you to look for someone in the meeting and just type their name so that they know that you want them to be their resilient buddies, their accountability buddies for fueling resilience. Just check for someone. Even if you don't have their contacts, reach out to us. They registered. We will give you their contacts. Charlotte, note the names, okay? Beryl, help Charlotte on that. Okay, after you have selected your resilience buddy, I want us to put on chat one word that you're taking away from today. Don't explain that word. Just write one word that you're taking away from today. Just one word. No explanations needed. Not 2 words. Just one word that you're taking away from today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Keep them coming. Mm-hmm. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Some people are writing 2 words, 1 word only. Keep them coming. Yes. Nice. Mm-hmm. 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 Keep them coming. Mm-hmm. 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 So remember, resilient is built in community, not in isolation. Remember the 3 people I told you to find: your listener, your advisor, and your cheerleader. Your struggles are valid. Many are systemic. So don't feel bad about your struggles. Some are systemic and they're valid. Don't feel shy about it. Talk to them with someone. You know, sometimes you like looking good, that when you're failing, you don't need to, you fear telling someone, dude, I'm failing. I've tried writing proposals. None is coming through. I have tried fundraising. By all means, I'm not getting any money. Or I've tried running this program and it keeps failing. Please hold my hand. Don't be shy about doing that. Small steps matter more than perfection. Allow yourself to make mistakes and learn from them. Your resilience matters to everyone who depends on your leadership. So make sure you're healthy, all-rounded, you're resilient physically, mentally, relationally, spiritually. Make sure you're resilient. And then you deserve to be sustained in this work. So don't get yourself burnt out. Don't get yourself sick doing this work. Take some rest. Eat well. Meditate. Make friends. Seek for help. May you go forward fueled, connected, and clear. Let's meet tomorrow again for another session. Charlotte, what is it about tomorrow?
Tomorrow is about strategic leadership. So we are going to learn how to, just a moment, sorry. Yes, we're going to learn about how we can inspire action in our leadership. Yeah.
So let's meet tomorrow and inspire action. Enjoy your evening, your afternoon, your morning, wherever you are. Thank you very much. I give it back to Charlotte.
Well, thank you. Thank you so very much for the amazing, yeah, I'm seeing reactions. If you want to have a reaction to the presentation, to how it was done, our facilitator, kindly do that. That was a beautiful one. I told you you guys are going to feel more energized after this. Before we close, I would like to urge you to continue writing your accountability buddies on the chat, because I'm taking note of that. So don't leave before you do that. As well as I was going to put the link to tomorrow's session on strategic leadership and how we can inspire action. It is already in the chat. Kevin has already placed it in the chat. So please register. We'll meet tomorrow, same time, same place. And I genuinely cannot wait for tomorrow's session. Yeah, I think that is all, unless I've forgotten anything. Beryl?
No, I'm okay, and thank you so much to everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, Beryl. So if you've not registered yet, before you leave, do that. Register. Before you leave as well, make sure that you've written your accountability buddy. I see a question on providing e-certificate. Is this for the e-learning course, the online course on gender in TB? The certificate will come out immediately you're done with the course. Like it should be automatically generated. So once you finish the course, the certificate is going to be there automatically. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much, everyone, for making this session warm and interactive, and I can't wait to see you all tomorrow for yet another amazing session. Oh, the link for the e-learning course, the Gender in TB self-paced course, is on the chat sent by Beryl. So if you don't know about it, it's a course, an online course, self-paced, completely self-paced, so you can do it at your own pace, about TB and how we have introduced a gender lens on TB and how to introduce like a more gender responsive action in our interventions. So kindly do it there. Yeah, there we go. Sawa. Any other questions? Or for this webinar? No. There's no e-certificate for this webinar, Hannah. Yeah. Do we have any other question, any other reaction before we call it a session? Everything else is on chat. If you can't see anything, just, ask for it and you'll receive it. Everything else is on chat. Okay, so without taking much time, you can leave at your own pressure. It has been a genuine pleasure. Thank you. See you tomorrow.